Hello, everyone, and welcome to our AI Accelerator podcast. Today, I have Vineet with me to discuss onto the topic of UiPath Studio Web. So, Vineet, what actually is UiPath Studio Web and why it is important in the world of automation?
So UiPath Studio Web is a web application which is provided by UiPath only, where we can manage and develop our automation workflow in web application itself. Like we have automation cloud, and in the automation cloud, UiPath Studios this product is enabled, so we can directly use this feature in web application itself. There is no dependency on installation of particular uh, application or the exe file on our local machine and utilize that exe file and run the application. There is no such kind of dependency. We can directly go to the UiPath automation cloud account, and we can directly use this product from the automation cloud itself.
That makes it very much helpful because it's more of like you can say it's like a social media account. We go and
Mhm.
directly log into the browser and we can get started with this, right?
Correct, correct.
Amazing. And also with the Studio Web, I've heard about there is, Autopilot. So what are the features of it in Studio Web? And if you could explain a little bit of simple terms for it.
Mhm. So Autopilot feature, this is recently released by the UiPath, and currently this Autopilot feature comes with different products of UiPath as well. So one like we can say the Studio Web is one of the product which utilizes the Autopilot. So Autopilot is nothing but it utilizes the AI and the LLM in the background. So as a user, what I need to do is I just simply need to provide a prompt to the autopilot in a symbol language, just like we are talking right now, right? Suppose I want to create a particular automation workflow. Let's take an use case where I want to create a particular workflow for taking files from my Google Drive, and I want to read all those Google files one by one and get the output from those Google files and save it somewhere else. So, so as I speak right now, so we can give the input in the similar way. Just we talk, and we'll just need to click on generate icon available in the autopilot, and boom. So UiPath Autopilot will generate workflows for you, and based on that, your workflow will generate it, and you will get the automation ready for deployment. So this is how simple UiPath Autopilot has made to generate workflows. So this is how it
Okay.
works. Yeah.
Oh, that would make the development very much faster
Yeah.
compared to the natural one. And additionally, I feel like previously there were some features, and also like now also there are some features
Mhm.
earlier we used to record the manual steps that the developer would do. I think
Mhm.
this is something which is more kind of like advanced portion of it. Like now we can even skip the recording. We can
Mhm.
directly give the prompts and it will help them. And basically I think when we do it in the natural language, like someone who is new to automation as well,
Mhm.
they can started with creating new automation tasks. That's good. And when we say like this autopilot, the prompts basically, so is there any kind of like example you could give me, like how does the prompting work, or what is actually prompt? Is it
Mhm.
like I need to give very much detail, or I just need to give a very basic outline of it? How means what
It,
is the prompt for me?
yeah. So it is totally based on the individual part. Like we cannot say like we cannot define a certain way of prompting, like how we can provide the prompt to the autopilot, but um, prompt should be like with that prompt, even as a let's take a let's consider I am at the back end of the autopilot, so I am giving some input to that autopilot, so at least it should pick up some of the uh, highlighted points from that prompt, and based on that it can generate something for me. So it is not like the standard SOP for that, like how we can provide the prompt for that. But yeah, like you should consider adding some of the keywords in that prompt, so autopilot can identify those words, and based on that it can generate the workflows.
Okay, and supposedly if we have generated one of the workflow with Autopilot, so with the help of Autopilot only can I also kind of like enhance it or do some redevelopment of some particular portions if I can do that with the prompts?
Yes, suppose with the current autopilot feature, you have developed a particular automation, and now you have a requirement and you want to enhance a particular automation. So there is a generate autopilot activity, generate with autopilot activity is there. So you can define the next preceding steps of your existing automation, or you if you want to modify the particular or the existing workflow, that you can do as well.
Okay, that's good. And with this automation with the Autopilot with the Studio Web, so could you give me some of the example, like a simple task which could be easily automated with this, so the audience would know, okay, this is the capability starting with.
Now on the screen you can see I'm logged in into automation cloud account, and in the left hand side you can see there are different features and the products of UiPath already listed. Out of this product and the services, there you can see we have Studio. So after we have clicked after we have clicked on the Studio icon, we'll simply land on this page. So this is the interface for the Studio Web. So here you can see some of the predefined templates are already there. Use those predefined templates for your automation. Like if any of the use case which aligns with your goal, suppose merge PDF files from Google Drive folder. If you want to merge different files from Google Drive, so in that case you can use this template and generate the automation workflow for you. In the templates, there you can see we have the search icon over here. So here you can directly provide the prompt, and after providing a prompt you can click on generate with autopilot, and simply your automation workflow will generate it. Now let's discuss one use case. We have one portal called Acme testuipath.com. This is the test website provided by the UiPath only,
Okay.
and I want to generate a login workflow. So here I want to enter the email ID, password, and I want to click on login. So for that, what I'll do is I'll simply provide one prompt uh, in the search bar, and based on that, Autopilot will generate a workflow for me. I want to write a prompt like go to this particular URL, this website's URL, and enter username, password, and click on login. Okay, this is the simple prompt that I have provided now. And after you have provided the prompt, I'll simply click on generate with autopilot.
Okay.
Now autopilot has started building the automation, and here you can see everything is like the structure of your automation workflow has been generated. And after that I'll click on continue. Now everything will open for you, like what are the steps, and this is the canvas of UiPath Studio Web where you can build your automation. But now we have used the autopilot. So with the autopilot, everything has been added with the autopilot itself. Now here you can see we have this browser activity. Now we have this work in space. So from this one we can select a particular tab where we want to generate our selectors for the entering the username, password, and click on login button. So first of all I'll click on the this tab which is available over here. And
Okay. So it is kind of like automatically detecting that as well. What are the
correct,
different screens? Oh, that's amazing.
correct. Now like after bot has detected a particular screen to automate, then on the screen you can see we are getting one option called generate. After I click on the generate button, now bot, like the with the autopilot, bot will directly navigate to the particular portal, and it will start generating the activities with the autopilot. So what has with the autopilot, everything is grabbed, like the enter username, password, and the click. So here on the right hand side, you can see we have the type into, and the selector is already taken by the autopilot itself. Then we have for the password, and then for the click button.
Oh, amazing. Because I was seeing it was also selecting the field along with
Mhm.
the anchor. So,
Yes,
and it was pretty good in getting all those three
yeah,
very well identified. That's good.
correct. And after that, we can simply click on save button. And after we have clicked on save button, those activity will be added to our automation. So here you can see we have like as a automation, first of all we'll navigate to the particular Acme website, then bot will enter the email, then password, and then click on login button. Suppose I'll try to test this one. I have clicked on test. Now
Okay.
here you can see I'll open the streaming of the job that we have started. So here you
Okay.
can see bot has navigated to the Acme website, enter the email ID, like the
Mm-hmm.
username and the password, and click on save button. It was pretty fast, so
Mm-hmm.
we are not able to capture like what bot has executed, but it has executed everything, right? So,
Okay.
so this is how Autopilot made simpler to make any automation, or based on our prompt, we can generate different automations as well.
Amazing. And with the test also, I can see, the
Mhm.
traces of whether the activity ran successful or not, and it was
Yes,
showing that as well.
correct.
Okay, that is pretty fast and also helpful for someone to get started who is new to
Thank you,
automation.
Vineet.
Thank you, Vineet, for such a detailed walkthrough and a quick walkthrough of how can I utilize Autopilot to get started with my automation. So, from your side, are there any guides or resources to help beginners to get started with Autopilot in Studio Web?
So as a beginner, if you want to start with the UiPath Studio Web, so in that case, you can visit the UiPath Academy. And on the UiPath Academy, there are courses listed already. So you can start learning the UiPath Studio Web from there itself. There, like in that particular courses, each and every detail walkthrough of particular Studio Web is mentioned. How you can use the Studio Web, how you can utilize the Autopilot. So all those things are already mentioned. And in case as a beginner, if you have any query, so you can anytime reach out to UiPath forum. So like the community members who are actively available on the UiPath forum, if you have any query, then you will get the response within a minutes, we can say. Yeah.
Okay, got it. And for someone who is already into the ecosystem of UiPath, how well does this autopilot work with, UiPath other tools or different softwares? How is the integration there?
So currently Autopilot uh, is available with the different UiPath products. So if you are working with the UiPath Studio desktop, so it is already there with the UiPath desktop. Then the different product of UiPath is process mining. There is also there. With the UiPath apps, this autopilot feature is also enabled. Similar way, like we have created automation workflows over here. And in case if you want to generate UiPath apps, so similar way we can provide the prompts, and based on that you can get the your app generated or app ready for your deployment, we can say, with that as well.
Okay, that's great. And for our audience, you guys can also, interact with the prompt and try to test and experiment different kind of workflows to start with. Thank you, Vineet, for a detailed walkthrough of Autopilot and what are the features of it. And for our audience, if you have any questions, do let us know, and you can always reach out to us. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.